Hello, everyone. This is Wolf Stife. I want to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. Kind of a weird day to do this episode, but I've been in a World War II mood for about a month now, give or take. It all started last month when Xbox Live gave us the free game of the month, Sniper Elite 2. And before that came out, well, first of all, I was really excited to play Sniper Elite 2. I've been wanting to play that game for about 2 years, and it looked like a good game, so yeah, I was really excited to check that out. But I was also really hopeful that when they gave us that they would also have a big-ass World War II game sale, and they actually did. They put on sale Battle Stations Midway and Battle Stations Pacific. Now, I'd been wanting to play both of those for a long time. So they finally put those on sale. And then they also put Sniper Elite 3 on sale, which was bodacious because I'd also wanted to check that out. And they actually put it on sale for $8, which is kind of crazy seeing how that game, I don't even think is a year old yet. So that was really cool. I got both Battle Station games for $9. So yeah, I was rocking it. So ever since then, for about a month now, I've been just playing World War II games, watching World War II movies, reading World War II books. So it's been pretty cool. So that's why I'm going to do this episode and the next couple about World War II stuff. And I promise there will not be a awkward penis joke in any of these videos. So, okay. So in this first one, I'm going to do a list or notes, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to list my top 20 favorite World War II movies. So let's get to it. Number 20, The Longest Day. Here you go. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, a lot of old timers call it like the best World War II movie ever, or best war movie even of all time. I definitely disagree with that, but it's a pretty good movie. It's got an amazing cast. I mean, everybody's in it. John Wayne, Henry Fonda, Richard Burton, even a young Sean Connery. So, you know, it's a pretty damn good movie. It's good at showing all the different sides and stuff. Like it's got the Americans, the British, the French, the Germans. So it's not as good as the book. The book I love a lot, and I'm probably gonna do a book review on that, an episode on that. So, but the movie's pretty good. Longest Day. All right. Let's see. Number 19, Kelly's Heroes. That's considered to be a guy's movie. You know, it's mainly because of who's in it. You got Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Donald Sutherland. I'm trying to think who else. Just a bunch of mans, I guess. It's a pretty cool movie. It's basically about a bunch of GIs who discover that a German-held town has like $18 million in gold bullion. So they're like, shit, let's go, all of us together, let's go steal the gold. So they have to fight through, you know, the front lines and stuff, and also avoid other Americans because they're technically going AWOL here. So it's a pretty cool movie and a lot of cool parts. The one problem is it's a little long. I guess it's about 2.5 hours long. It needed to be shortened a bit. By the 2 hour mark, you're like, come on already. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie though. Alright, 18, Midway. It's a really good movie. A lot of good actors in it. Again, Charlton Heston. What was his name? George Carface, whatever. And Toshiro Mifune is playing Admiral Yamamoto, so that's pretty cool. And Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid's in it too, so. And Punch from Chips is also a pilot in it, so a lot of cool 70s people in it. It's a really good movie. Naturally, it's about the Battle of Midway, and they use a lot of real archival footage of the battle and stuff. So a lot of the action scenes are pretty cool and intense. So it's a good movie. Definitely need to buy that one. All right, number 17, The Enemy Below. I'm sorry if you keep hearing this. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a little cold. My nose is a little congested, so bear with me. Number 17, The Enemy Below. It's a really good submarine versus destroyer movie. You got Robert Mitchum as a captain of a U.S. destroyer in the Atlantic, and I believe his name is Kurt Younger is Kurt Jurgens is the U-boat captain of a submarine. So it's a really good movie, really cool cat and mouse between a destroyer and a submarine. You know, Robert Mitchum's character, his wife was killed, I guess, on a passenger liner by U-boats, so he really hates, submarines and stuff. And Kurt Jurgens is kind of like he hates what he's doing. His sons have already died in the war, so he's just like, whatever, gotta do what I gotta do. So it's a really good movie. Number 16, A Bridge Too Far. Really good movie, and I'm actually in the process of reading the book right now. The book was written by Cornelius Vine, the same guy that did The Longest Day. So the movie's really good. The book is too. I'll probably do a book report on that, or book review on that. So the movie's really cool. In fact, the movie kind of covers everything the book does, and a lot of action. Again, a stellar cast. I mean, you got Anthony Hopkins in it. You got Sean Connery again. Robert Redford for some weird reason. Just a great cast and pretty good action. Very violent for the time. It's a good movie. Again, kind of long. I think it runs about 3 hours long, but it's a damn good movie. Let's see, what else? The Bridge on the River Kwai. I have not seen this in about 12 years, but I remember it being kind of weird, kind of good though. It's got Alec Guinness, who you might know as from Star Wars. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the main guy, and William Holden is also in it. Basically, William Holden is an American prisoner of war in a Japanese camp, and Alec Guinness and a bunch of other British guys are also prisoners at this camp. Well, William Holden escapes, and the British guys are made by the Japanese to build a bridge on the River Kwai in Burma, I believe. And they kind of go about doing that. And Alec Guinness's character, who's kind of a badass at first, starts to really get into his work because he's an engineer. So he's like, all right, you want a stupid bridge? I'll build you a stupid bridge. But in the meantime, William Holden gets back to the American forces, and they send him back to blow up the bridge because he's the only one who's been there and knows how to get there and stuff. So that creates a pretty interesting dynamic. You got the British guy trying to build the bridge and the American guy trying to destroy the bridge. So it's a really interesting movie, and it's directed by David Lean, who is famous for doing Lawrence of Arabia. So it's a really good movie. Really good movie. All right, number 14. The Big Red One. Now, this is a autobiographical account by the movie's director. I believe his name is Sam Fuller. And it's basically just his exploits as a soldier during World War II. And it's really cool because it goes from, well, it starts off with Lee Marvin as a soldier in World War I. Then it jumps 20 years later to World War II, where Lee Marvin's now a sergeant leading a bunch of, 18-year-olds into battle. And it really goes through most of the war. Starts off in North Africa, then it goes to Sicily, then it goes to Italy, then D-Day, a little bit of the Battle of the Bulge, and then the invasion of Germany. So it covers all that, and then it ends with the soldiers discovering the concentration camps. So covers a lot of areas. It's kind of a weird movie. Well, for a lot of years, the regular version's been shown on TV, which was kind of weird and crappy. But they recently released the director's cut on DVD. That's what I have, so that kind of makes the movie a little more better, as director cuts usually do. So I would definitely recommend you getting that. So it's an interesting movie. Number 13. I actually got to see this one in the theater back in the day. Enemy at the Gates. It's a really, really cool movie. It's basically, it takes place during the Battle of Stalingrad. You have Jude Law as a Soviet sniper having to go up against Ed Harris, a Nazi sniper. And it's got really great battle scenes, and it's really, really cool. Really cool action and stuff, and really, really underrated war movie, I think. I love my notes on this one. Number 12, The Dirty D, or as it's officially called, The Dirty Dozen. A classic, it's not so much a war movie as a action movie taking place in World War II. I know a lot of historical guys have a lot of problems with it, but it's a great action movie. I mean, come on. It's got a great cast. Again, Lee Marvin. I think Ernest Borgnine's in it. Jim Brown. Just Donald Sutherland. Very young looking in that one. It's a great action movie. It's basically about a bunch of convicts who are brought together and basically turned into a special forces unit. And their mission is to basically land into Normandy before the invasion starts and kill a bunch of Nazi generals at a ball or a party, So it's a dirty job for dirty guys. So that's a really, really great movie then. Alright, number 11, Flags of Our Fathers. Really good Clint Eastwood movie about the guys who, did the flag raising at the Battle of Ajima. And it's a really emotional, really touching movie. I know Chili said it was boring, but I kind of liked it a lot. Pretty good cast, bunch of young guys. And it's a companion piece to the Japanese perspective movie Letters from Iwo Jima. That's also on this list. So basically, this was the American version of the battle, and later on I'll talk about the Japanese version. Alright, number 10, Das Boot. It's a really good submarine movie. It's about a U-boat crew, and it's another long one, probably about 3-4 hours long, I guess. Chili's like, ugh. So I always make him watch these long war movies. But it's a really, really good movie. I absolutely love the ending. Perfect ending. So definitely check it out. In fact, I think after about the 2.5 hour mark, I was actually starting to think in my head. You talk to yourself in your head. I think I was actually speaking German to myself after about 2.5 hours. So maybe it's a good way to learn German. So, alright, number 9, Where Eagles Dare. Another great action movie that takes place in World War II. And I absolutely love this movie. It's got Clint Eastwood and Richard Burton. Clint Eastwood, ultimate badass. Richard Burton, damn good actor. Nobody's ever done a monologue as good as him, and probably ever. So, naturally it's got great action. It's basically about a bunch of special forces guys having to go and get a captured colonel or whatever who's being held in a German castle, like in the Swiss Alps or something. So it's the special effects I wish were better, but the action is cool. I mean, you got Clint Eastwood doing like dual MP40s. I mean, probably the first time you've ever had an action guy do 2 machine guns back to back, holding 2 machine guns like that. So really cool movie. And of course, Richard Burton delivers a great monologue in the middle of that. So really cool movie. Number 8, Toa Toa Toa. Basically about the attack on Pearl Harbor. Really good movie. Pretty good cast in it, even though I can't remember anyone in it, at least by name. But it's a good movie. Very succinct, very chronicalized account of the battle. The lead up to it, why no one on the American side saw it coming, and just really, really good movie though. And in fact, the Japanese, because it's split pretty evenly between the American and the Japanese side. The Japanese side is actually done in Japanese, so there's subtitles and stuff. And it was that part of the movie was actually directed by the great Kira Kira, Kira, oh my God, Akira Kurosawa. You know, one of the greatest movie directors of all time. Might have heard of him. So it's kind of cool. It's basically two movies put into one. So it's a really, really good movie. Definitely the best account of World War II. I mean, definitely the best account of the attack on Pearl Harbor. So, yeah. Let's see. Number 7, Downfall. I definitely need to buy this movie. I saw it on Netflix last year. It's about, I guess, the last week of Hitler's life. And so it's right in the middle of the Battle of Berlin and all the shit that's going on there between all the, like Himmler and all the generals, Albert Speer, Eva Braun, and just all that shit, Goebbels going on. Just all that crazy stuff going on. It's got a lot of suicides, naturally, but it's a damn good movie. Damn good movie. The guy playing Hitler, I think is, what was his name? Bruno Heinz or something. Yeah, I can't remember his name. He was great. He looked a lot like Hitler, but he really sounded like Hitler. Like, I think he spent like years getting ready for this role, listening to all of Hitler's speeches and stuff. Sounded exactly like him. I mean, it was creepy. But damn good movie. Absolutely. Damn good movie. The thing that pisses me off too, for a bunch of years I saw it on sale at Target for like $10. I was like, eh. Then I finally see it on Netflix, and it's a great movie. And then, of course, now the movie's nowhere to be found, and the only place I can find it is on Amazon, and they're selling it for $25. I'm like, shit. So that's just sucks, but it's worth it. I might fucking buy it, especially with the 70th anniversary of that stuff actually happening coming up. So, all right, number 6, The Thin Red Line. This movie is about the Battle of Guadalcanal, and it's got everybody: Nick Nolte, John Travolta, Sean Penn, George Clooney, um, Adrian Brody, Jim Caviezel, who's really great in the movie. Yeah, in fact, the movie's directed by the great Terrence Malick. I know a lot of people probably think his style is weird, but I love his style. In fact, he basically directed the movie where each guy was the main star. Like Sean Penn's the main star over here. Um, Jim Caviezel's the main star over here. Adrian Brody's the main star. But when he was editing it, he decided, Jim Caviezel, I mean, you can't take your eyes off him, so he kind of focused most of the movie on him. And if you watch it, you definitely understand why. Jim Caviezel went on to portray Jesus in The Passion of the Christ, and he probably is the best Jesus in movie history. So it's a really great movie. Really brutal action. I mean, just crazy shit. Really, really good movie. Alright. What do we got here? Yeah, I think I actually forgot to put a movie on here. Nice. Let's see. Well, oops. Gotta love being on the spotlight. Alright, I'll just say screw it. Let's see. So that was number 6. Can't believe I forgot to put this movie in here. but I guess I'll just put it in here anyway. So let's call this number 5.5. Saving Private Ryan. Now, as you can see, this is the 60th anniversary edition. Got this back in 2004. And with this, I kicked off a thing that I do every anniversary of D-Day. I watch like the first 45 minutes of this every morning on June 6th. So I've done that now 10 years. This will be going on number 11 coming up. You know, I don't really like the characters that much. The story's a little, but it's got probably some of the best battles. Definitely some of the best battle scenes ever put in a movie, so it definitely deserves to be number 5.5 on my list. But it's, great movie. And the special effects they use for blood and gunshot wounds, I mean, it's great. I wish more movies did that, because nowadays they're kind of using CGI blood. Like American Sniper, I didn't really like that. It just looks like crap. I mean, it was okay in Rambo 4, but in the Expendables, it kind of looks like crap. So definitely kudos to the special effects guys in Saving Private Ryan. Alright, number 5, The Great Escape. Definitely one of the best World War II movies. Again, this has everybody in it. Steve McQueen, James Garner, Donald Pleasance, Richard Attenborough, who actually would go on to direct Bridge Too Far. He was sort of young in this one. Didn't have his iconic beard yet. And it's just a great movie. I mean, cool action, great soundtrack. I mean, you'll definitely remember that soundtrack for the rest of your life. And it's basically a true story account of a bunch of POWs in World War II, a bunch of Allied POWs like Americans, British, Dutch, I believe. Just a bunch of guys. And they're basically digging a tunnel, or 3 tunnels actually, to escape from their Nazi prison camp. So, really, really great movie. Definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, something's wrong with you. Alright, number 4. Letters from Iwo Jima. I saw this movie, I don't know, about 7, 8 years ago, and I've loved it ever since. Great soundtrack. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. It's basically, he was filming Flags of Our Fathers and this back to back. So it's a really, really good movie, very heartfelt. I love Ken Watanabe, the main guy in it. You might remember him from The Last Samurai. And the other guy, I cannot remember his name. Shit. Sayoshi Hara, I think. He was really good in this. I think he played Baron Nishi, who was another Japanese commander. And I love him. He's been in a lot of good movies. Like, he was the ultra badass guy in 13 Assassins. So he's a really cool guy. And this is just a great movie. So check it out. Now, number 3 could be kind of controversial because I don't really think it's a better movie than a lot of these. But I love it. And if I had to say, if you could only see one movie about World War II in your life, it would be this movie, My Way. It's basically kind of inspired by a true story about on D-Day, Americans find a Korean soldier in a Nazi uniform. Naturally, they're like, what the hell's he doing here? And basically the movie's about how a Korean soldier would have gotten from Korea to Normandy on D-Day. So the movie's really cool because it shows, basically all, it shows a little bit of the Pacific, shows a little bit of the Eastern Front, shows D-Day. I mean, it covers a wide swath of World War II. The story's really good. I mean, the battle scenes are maybe some of the best. if not some of the best, definitely the best battle scenes I've ever seen. They're just brutal, chaotic, crazy, ultra violent. The movie makes getting ran over by a tank look extremely painful. So it's a damn good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out right now. I think it's on Netflix, so check it out. Number two, I think, is kind of a weird one, but I mean, I don't think too many people, if they think about it, are going to disagree with me. Schindler's List. This movie, I mean, it's a very hard movie to watch. I think I've only watched it start to finish 2 or 3 times. In fact, I've owned it on DVD for like 15 years, give or take. And I think I watched it on this once. So, yeah. But the movie's, the way it's done, it's directed by Steven Spielberg. The way it's done is this very realistic, and all of the stories in it, I think, are true. Like, Steven Spielberg talked to a bunch of Holocaust survivors and described their story. Well, the reason why he did the movie was because he went on a trip to Auschwitz, and he was kind of ashamed with himself that he didn't cry while he was there. So he's like, "What the hell's wrong with me?" So he started a journey of learning about it, and ended with this. So the way I kind of look at the movie is I don't look at it really as a movie. I look at it as historical fact. I mean, this is almost an archival record for me. So I definitely had to put it at number two for that reason. That's just so well made and stuff, you know. A lot of people find it boring and a lot of people are traumatized by it, but hey, reality is brutality. So, yeah. The worse it is, probably the more realistic it is. So, alright. My number one favorite World War II movie of all time. Patton. George C. Scott's amazing performance in it. The directing, the soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. Mwah. Love this movie. Absolutely love this movie. And Patton is my kind of general, just, we're going to fucking cut out their guts and use them to grease the wheels of our tanks, Just a lot of great moments, a lot of great lines, and just really great character study. I know Patton's kind of a controversial figure. He kind of just says what he thinks. And even back then, that was a big no-no. So, he was kind of an ass too. He would badmouth a bunch of guys, like especially when he got drunk. But great general, did a lot of good things for us in the war. And I actually bought a TV movie that they did about 16 years, 15 years after this in the mid-'80s, where George C. Scott actually came back and reprised his role as Patton. And it was called The Last Days of Patton. It was a TV movie about the last couple of months of Patton's life before he died. So it was actually really good. And it's cheap too. It's like $3 or $4 on Amazon. So if you're curious, and if you love Patton, check that out. It's really good. So, yeah, that's it. Hopefully this wasn't too crappy. And I'll be doing some more videos about World War II stuff. So stay tuned.